Alright, I never did a video on the Dakota when we did the intake manifold, but this one was brought in pieces, so I gotta figure out how this thing goes back together. We're gonna be replacing the intake manifold gaskets, and the reason the intake is off is because it needs a starter. But while we're at it, I'm gonna get this thing all cleaned up and nice. I don't like just rigging things and throwing things back together, so we're gonna get this whole ordeal out of here. I gotta get that plug off that's broken, and a bunch of other things, but I gotta get the starter, and that is the whole way back in there, and there's a couple of bolts. Toyota did a great job. Starter, I gotta go through this car and figure out where everything is at, but these are the exhaust or the intake manifold gaskets. They look like shit. I guess he tugged on one of the fuel lines too, this thing here. Not supposed to do that, but yeah, that's where we're at. There's a lot of things I'm gonna have to figure out because it's apart and I didn't take it apart. So I was looking for all the bolts. I found the starter. Okay, cool. So you can see where all the holes are. These two go into the block. There's only two, and then the third one is for the other stuff. But I found all the bolts. At least I think I found all the bolts. I don't know. But see why being a mechanic is great? Pretty sure this is a starter bolt. So now that I have that, I'll know. But I'd like to organize all this stuff rather than just guess. That's customers. These are customers. Those came out of the engine bay. That's customers. Throw that down there. So we're gonna get this all moved. The injectors are in here. So I gotta figure everything out. Look at all the crud and oil and shit in there. But so nut, more nuts, different nuts. So we just gotta kind of start piecing things together and turn it into a puzzle. That one's snapped, so we'll know where that one goes pretty quick. That one matches it. And then there's a fourth nut. Then there's that bolt. These two. Those are probably throttle body. I'm assuming these are throttle body, but we'll see as we get in there. Alright, so I got the second bolt out. I was able to get this guy back in there. Way back behind, went in this way with that ratchet right there. Got it out and then used my electric ratchet after it was broke free. This starter was so stuck in there. Insane how stuck this thing was in there. That thing's been in there a while. I had to beat the shit out of it just to get it out. So I gotta get the positive wire off the bottom. Get this whole wiring assembly out. It was so bad. There's one of the bearings to the starter. He said the starter was bad and he was beating the hell out of it. And then I beat the hell out of it. I'll show you guys. That's why this whole section right here was pulled out. That was chilling like that. And it was catching it. There's all the little needle bearing, not needle bearings, the ball bearings. That starter was done. I don't think there's supposed to be play like that, is there? No. That one's way better. So I'm gonna get this whole thing cleaned up and vacuumed out, and we will throw the new starter in. Slow and steady. I have been cleaning. I just took Scotch-Brite to that because it's gonna get stuck. Slowly vacuuming this out. We'll get to it slowly. So working on things that other people have worked on at times can be fun. Like, obviously this. I'm gonna have to take care of that. But the starter plug, I was like, why is it not plugging in? I was just like, yeah, I'll just plug it in. Cool. Well, it's broken. So, and then also the new one has a little bit of a break on it, but there's no clip. Look at that. There's no clip on that. So if I just plug this in, which I have a few times now, just to see if I wasn't crazy, and then I noticed it and I'm like, oh, I'm not crazy. I mean, I am, but not because of this. So it's plugged in now. I'm gonna have to find a way to make that stay plugged in, because that's fucked. So I'll figure that out, but it just pops right back out. So that's cool. All right, so I see why he put the paper towels in the holes, but it's too late because I'm gonna have to fish that fucker out. I'm gonna be going through every one of these. There's little bits of crud in every single one of these, so I'm gonna try to vacuum them out as best I can. That one's really bad, that one's bad. Yeah. This was before I even got it, so I gotta get all that shit out. I'm gonna do what I can. So I went through and used common sense. These two and these two are for the throttle body. And then there's 5 of these, there's supposed to be 6. And then these nuts here are all the same. So these go to the outer. I'm not putting this on until I get everything cleaned out. I already started blowing it out, but I'm not happy with that. We're definitely gonna do more. I just put some Loctite on that one because we did. Lots of broken connectors here. Like that one looks like someone pulled on it really hard. That one down there is broken, so I gotta figure out what the deal is with that. And then, like I was saying earlier, I will be fixing this connection here. So we'll take care of that. All right, so everything's done, minus they gotta undo this bolt for that. Those two go to that, and then clean the back of the throttle body, and then fix these wires. That's gonna be fun. All right, we got it all back together. We got factory wiring in there. Damn, I can't show you guys that for shit. Look at that. So, it's all back together. All back together. I forgot one here, my boy. He should be over there. All right, so got the throttle linkage a lot tighter. Got that put back on. He's putting the battery on, and yeah, see if she starts. A little bit of a fuel leak. Start it. Nope, stop. Keep going. Give it a second. Yeah, all right, other than power steering, he's got a line to fix, but it runs all right. I told him to replace the intake gasket here, but sounds like there's a little bit of a leak between the two. All right, so I had to go through, repair the wire there, and got a hose clamp on that bad Larry. The dude had 2 clamps on it. All right, fire it up. She sounds healthy. Get her out of here. All right, Sequoia runs. We're done with that. So on to the next thing. We got a red truck coming in. We're pulling the trans. I'll do a video on Josh's truck. We got some really bad news with it, but it's all right. If you guys enjoyed, I got all the details down below if you want to contact me for diesel or trailer repair. I don't like to do gas stuff. I'm not really promoting the gas stuff, but we do it occasionally. And it's one of those, I was never really good at diagnosing gas vehicles. It's just not what I'm into. Diesels and electronic stuff and metalworking, that's kind of where I'm at. But I mean, when someone comes in and says, hey, I need a starter, it's like, all right, we'll do it. So appreciate you guys. See ya.